prosperity and what it takes to prosper. Now that's a very high level, right? That's the systemic level of time. You look at the news, that's the kind of things you hear. But think about your own life. Let's bring that vision, take it from the telescope view, and bring it into the microscope view, your own life, your own home. Let's just look at Christianity for that matter. Within Christianity alone, I can flip on the television and I can listen to a message on prosperity at any moment in the day. Because the aim and the focus of even Christians today has become prosperity. And what does it take for us to prosper? The concept of prosperity is not having a good family, making sure we're clothed, we have a roof over our heads, and we're eating. But rather, prosperity is abundance. The world is seeking abundance today. Christianity is seeking abundance, and the people within it. The reality is that no matter how much abundance you receive, you'll never feel prosperous. You'll always think to yourself, I want more. I want this, I can't buy it. That means that I don't have what is required for me to have because my wants are greater than my needs. And when your wants are greater than your needs, there's an imbalance of reality. But in our faith and in our world today, we require to know the tools to become prosperous. And this parasha today is specifically dealing with this concept, this idea of prosperity. Because the children of Israel, you realize, are about to enter into the promised land. And Moses is telling them, when you get there, the land is ripe. And God actually causes the crops to come up. That you will not have to work hard when you enter the land, and that the people that are in the land, they will be destroyed by your hand. You will be able to do whatever you desire to do when you enter the land because God has given it to you for an inheritance. And Moses wants them to understand where their prosperity comes from. And it comes from being righteous. It comes from the reality that you have to seek God, love God, worship God, continue in His ways. Otherwise, you will be destroyed just like the other nations. And so they need to seek righteousness. And last week we talked a little bit about those who seek righteousness. And I want to read Isaiah chapter 51, verse 1 through 7. It says, "Hearken to me, ye that follow after righteousness." I would hope that everyone in the room desires to follow after righteousness. It's my hope and it's my belief that we do. And throughout the week when we awake, we think to ourselves, what must I do today to be considered righteous in the sight of God? It says, "Ye that seek the Lord, look unto the rock whence ye are hewn, and to the hole of the pit which ye are digged. Look unto Abraham your father, unto Sarah that bare you, for I called him alone, and blessed him, and increased him." Here the Lord says that God increased Abraham, that God increased Sarah, that his prosperity was a result of the hand of God, rather than a result of Abraham's efforts to be successful in the world. But we know that Abraham was considered a king in the time that he lived. He had many flock, he had many followers, he had probably loads of tents that would surround him because he had friends and family that would come up underneath his tutelage and his wisdom and his guidance. But everything that he had, he increased. And I want to point out to you that Abraham at this point did not receive the law. Contrary to popular belief in Christianity, Abraham was saved without having the law written on tablets. And what was it that saved Abraham? Was it that he followed commands and statutes that were written on tablets? Was it that he followed ordinances? Or was it that he loved the Lord his God with all his heart, his soul, and his mind? And as a result, he heard and discerned the voice of God. And the voice of God gave him direction that he followed.